Dobra. Wróciłem.
Third time's a charm, right? Wrong. Ever tell you how the kid got himself wrapped up in this mess to begin with?
Kurwica! Jak napierdala mocno.
The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Wait, where was I?
Ale będzie wjechał.
Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it.
Lubię, kiedy oponenci sami się zabijają.
He hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself, learn to build, learn to break.
Jest ten Jarvan. Z tym skillem.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him.
Nie to... Chciałem się leczyć.
Will it finally arrived at Ceylandia's vaunted safe haven? He and no one else. Maybe now is not the time. But then, all they got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me. I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would.
Udało się, mamy kolejne pieniądze.
The slingers, the
500 i
wilds, what they call it.
3000.
The faith. Mother, this one's for you.
To nic, to nic. Dobra, lecimy dalej. To jest chyba kolejna broń.
Point Lemaine's Grand Rail once brought the riches of the wild right to our doorstep.
Jeśli się nie mylę, to tutaj jest snajperka.
Know how Ceylandia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam, just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check. Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done.
Specjalnie się zjebałem, nie? Żebyście nie myśleli.
The Grand Rail of Point Lemaine. Not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. Grand Rail's all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by.
O kurwa! Się wystraszyłem.
Not much wiggle room up there near the rail. Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers, coughing fungus everywhere. Place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rail's seen much more fighting in bygone times. Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celandian War. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad.
Co XD? Kurwa.
The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
Jak jest? O, dobra, chuj. Co jest?
Got the message there.
What the fuck? Nie, dobra, ciało. Nie mogę dać tego na ten. Muszę tego bożka jednego wyłączyć, bo za dużo obrażenia zadają potwory na tym etapie. Bastion, fajnie się tam bawisz.
Few
Smacznego czy
places
coś?
steeped in history and sweat so much as this. Point Lemaine. If the wild could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. But now, the greatest outpost past the city line is nothing but a freak show. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up what they left off.
Fantastycznie, no to super.
Blam. Just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wild in check. Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done.
Bez do wypieru.
Whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine. Not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as it can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. Grand rails all grown over with things that Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by. Lunkheads settled in like they own the place. Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers and coffin fungus everywhere. Place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rails seen much more fighting in bygone times. Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celandian War. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up.
Nie lubię tych oczu. To taki wkurzający przeciwnik.
Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. Not much wiggle room up there near the rail.
Gdzie ten ptak, kurwa? Chyba go trafiłem.
The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
Wiecie co właśnie zauważyłem? Że mój kursor ma kurwa cień.
Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into Swampweed Central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While shooting a genuine registered armored carbine? While choking on swampweed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun. Zelandia lost many good men on the rail. But then at last, it's the end of the line. You'll be picking swampweed out of those boots for days. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower or pincushion, mind you. At first he thinks it's Zulf.
Widzicie to? To jest Zulf.
Turns out
A
he's
Zulf,
wrong.
a Zulf zdradził.
This is for you, says the man. Then wham.
Au. Uderzył mnie. To chyba jednak nie był Zulf.
When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it?
O. Co my tam mamy?
It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
Teraz chcemy Lost and Found chyba. A najpierw Ceramic Stockpot.
Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get.
Secret Note.
The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely,
Żółw.
Zulf. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Tyle dobrych rzeczy. Zaczniemy od coś pointy. Coś tu z tego. Skillant, pewnie weźmiemy to. To. I to. No i to. A jeszcze sporo zostało, dobra, to bierzemy wszystko. Naucz się 20 skilli, no i super. With a single powerful shot from an extreme range.
Zolf's messenger was one of his people. Wonder just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zolf told them. Sometimes a brusher's pike just ain't enough. That's what the carbine's for.
Something pointy, kurwa drogie. Something fancy. Blitzkrieg knockback. Speed while aiming.
That's the way to make every shot count.
Aiming
The
speed.
Army never issued carbines in such fine shape. It's no longer a weapon. It's a precision instrument. When you've got a solid balance, you've got what you need.
Throw reload. Knockback. Nie, no nie będzie tak. A, to tutaj chcemy to teraz.
You never guess those things been to the wilds and back. A solid frame can put an extra sting in every slice.
Tipo comfy. Gains are held by counter blocking. Damage resistance. Attacker retaliate when injured. Siedzę sobie pod wickiem, no i super. 5% szans. Ze względu na damage. Gains are by stream force efekcie 6% health tank potencjał.
Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking.
Famous cooking. Creative Structure, level 5. No zaraz będziemy mieli zrobione tam większość.
The shards are getting harder to find. That's Trigger Hill, where the Army's elite became the finest marksmen in the land.
Spróbujemy. Już jest 29, no prawie 30 minut. Spróbujemy raz, jak się nie uda, zrobię poza odcinkiem.
And the best of them trained on Trigger Hill. The Triggers believed they were nothing without their rifles. Nothing beats the feel of shooting a Ceylandian army carbine. Sometimes you had to take care to steady your shot. The Triggers had clearance to modify their guns however they chose. Some felt the course was too easy, so the Triggers spiced things up a bit.
O, nie trafiłem.
Kid blows through that course like it was nothing.
Nieważne. Poradziliśmy sobie. Wcale nie za pierwszym razem.
The Ceylandian army would have recruited him in a flash. The Triggers, my brothers, bravest men I ever knew.
Discover the lost mementos. A, że muszę znaleźć te itemki takie, co z nimi się ten... Oto... Itemki, co się znajduje w tym... Ale mamy kolejne something fancy. damage lub aiming speed. Shoot goes greater knockback.
The marshals
Teraz już nie ma znaczenia.
full of fire.
Plus range spread. No to nas nie stać. No. Koniec odcinka, na samym odcinku jebiemy ten garnek zupy PiS.